What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of KO Your Brand, the podcast for fame-ready entrepreneurs. This is Pulling Punches. And yes, if you're watching this on YouTube, I am recording this in my bikini. And that's what we call thought leadership. THOT. I really debated whether to or not to record this from my bathing suit, but honestly, felt right. So the last episode I'm going to record while I'm in Honolulu, Hawaii, and the sun, I'm sitting in a sunbeam right now. Feels so good. I actually think I got to close it a little bit just so the sun's not totally in my eyes. I know. First world problems. Is that a first world problem? Or is that I guess it's a first world problem. We just don't have that problem in Vancouver because it rains all the freaking time. So with that, before we get too much more into the unhinged nature of this podcast, let's dive into a little bit of what we're talking about today. As a reminder, Pulling Punches, quick micro episodes, actionable takeaways. So today I want to dive into something really quick that I see personal brands get wrong all the time. Today we're talking about the difference between your personal brand and your personal life, because they are not the same. No. A lot of the time, actually I just saw this recently, someone posted on Instagram and they're like, hey everybody, I am now ready to start working on my personal brand again. So you're going to see shots of motherhood and some behind the scenes and my deepest, darkest thoughts. And I thought, oh, no. That's not a personal brand. That's just sharing your personal life. And I wanted to talk about this while I was here in Hawaii because, not to brag, but I mean, this is my podcast, so I can. I freaking nailed this while I was on this trip, because if you've been following along, you'll have noticed that I posted some really great content while I was away. You know, we've got gorgeous settings, stunning hotels, life of luxury, cute outfits, but I never shared anything if it didn't relate or if I didn't tie it back to my personal brand. So while I may have been sharing gorgeous photos, stunning content, the text overlay or the Instagram stories I would record in between were interspersed, right? So it wasn't just me, sharing my vacation vibes. It was me using vacation vibes as a tool and a strategy. And so when I say that your personal brand and your personal life are not the same thing, I mean, your personal brand is a professional strategy. It's a tool. So you need to treat it as such. So unless motherhood and your deepest, darkest secrets and the darker side of the stories you want to share, the emotions that you feel compelled to share, unless they directly tie back to the result that you offer your clients, your personal brand is not going to do what you want it to do. When I talk about a personal brand with clients, and what I help clients do is use their self to sell their service, product, event, whatever it is, and to raise the profile of their business using themselves. And a lot of the time people get personal brands and influencers confused as well. And I think that what might be where this person who shared this is also getting that kind of vibe. An influencer and a personal brand are also not the same thing. An influencer can have a personal brand and a personal brand can be influential, but the two function different. An influencer is someone you hire when you want to generate revenue for a product, a service, maybe even an event. You are hiring them to be the marketer, the advertisement, the tactic. When you are a personal brand, you are not generating revenue for somebody else like you would as an influencer. When you're an influencer, you are hired to sell products for others. Okay? A lot of influencers don't have their own product line, beauty line, or other things, right? They are simply hired to be the face of different brands. When you are a personal brand, you are the face of your brand. You are the product, the service, you are what people are buying into, and you receive that revenue. The business that hires an influencer to generate revenue for them, they're not giving that revenue to the influencer in most cases. I mean, yes, sometimes there are profit share agreements or other things, depending on the agreement. No. When you are the personal brand, that revenue is all yours because you are keeping that revenue in-house. It comes from your services and your products. So that is the major difference. So when it comes to building a professional personal brand, each and every piece of content that you share must indirectly or directly support the sales of the service or product or whatever it is you're drawing revenue to. So if you're just sharing about motherhood, please understand how those shares about motherhood are going to drive revenue to your business. If your target audience is mothers, it could, but I would strongly suggest that you're sharing why your service or product is impactful for mothers to make that strategy work. When it comes to my business, I share my vacation vibes to show people what is possible for their personal brand. One of the topics I often talk about is building an international personal brand because that's what public relations allows you to do. My clients want to speak on international stages or be published in global publications or be on worldwide podcasts. Those are goals of my clients. And so that's why they're building their personal brand and why they might see my vacation content as inspiration for that. And because I love the ROI, I must share that last week, the full week that I was on vacation, I made 3 sales. Made $5,000 for my business, being on vacation, paid for the whole business. And so that was the strategy. But that was because I was constantly linking my content, even if it was at the beach, even if it was at the pool, even if I was like having a fancy dinner, each and every one of those pieces related back to my business and why the work I do is impactful to my target audience and how they can experience this too. It's a strategy. It's not just a vacation. Just like how I had said back in the day when I hosted my Launch and Learn back in March, it wasn't just an event, it was a business tool. And that's what your personal brand is. So one of the questions I'm often asked is, well, how much of my personal life do I have to share to grow my personal brand? And my answer to that is like next to nothing. Some people don't want to share their partner. Some people don't want to share their kids. All of those things are totally fine, and I do not believe that you have to do those things unless they directly contribute to the strategy you've developed behind your personal brand. And this is why I work with clients on developing the strategy for their personal brand, right? Because some people think like, okay, I've got my personal brand, so I'm going to go, share a get ready with me vlog. Okay, but if you're a lawyer or a legal professional, how is the get ready with me directly supporting ideal clients bringing revenue into your business? So why would you waste your valuable time creating that type of content if it's not the right fit for your audience? That's why you need to have the strategy in place. And when you want to have the personal brand strategy in place so you can grow a profitable personal brand, so you don't have to feel like you need to show up and show your family and show your deepest, darkest secrets and all of that, that's when you hire me. My one-on-one clients do not show a single ounce of their personal life if they don't want to. And they still secure speaking gigs, media features, podcast interviews. They are growing profitable personal brands by only sharing their unique perspective and their unique position. So if that's what you want to do, my one-on-one coaching programs for personal brands start at $5,000 for a 3-month program. I have a 3-month program and a 6-month program. So if that's interesting to you, if you want to really start building a personal brand that feels dreamy, that allows you to go on vacation, that allows you to integrate your vacation content into your marketing plan, because we can make it work. We can make it work regardless of who you are and what you do. We can link it to strategy, but we got to know what the strategy is. If that's what you want to do, head to the show notes, book a one-on-one discovery call with me if you're interested in working on that with me one-on-one. But you need to be ready to make the investment in yourself. You need to be ready to step up to the plate, invest time, money, and energy into the growth of your personal brand. And it's so funny to me how people out there will so easily spend $5,000 on a vacation, yet not spend that on their own business growth. So get your priorities straight, babe. You know how many more vacations you can take if you were to invest in your personal brand? You could be like me. I've traveled 41 days of the year so far, and it's May. So stay tuned. We'll do a final count at the end of the year, but this is what growing an international personal brand is. If this is something that you want, I want that for you too. Head to the show notes to book a one-on-one discovery call with me if that's something that you're interested in. I'll also include the link to my group coaching program if you're not quite ready to make that big of an investment into your business. My group coaching and container, the Fame Ready Entrepreneur Program, is perfect for you. Head to the show notes to find out more information about those things. Follow me on Instagram at Katrina Owens PR. Make sure you follow the podcast at KO Your Brand. Make sure you rate and review this podcast everywhere you listen to podcasts if this is something that you enjoyed. Like and subscribe this video on YouTube. Send me a message if this was helpful, and I will see you all next week. Toodles! Time to hit the pool.